Chase podcast, guys. Welcome back for another episode. Thank you again for tuning in. I always appreciate you guys listening to this fantastic podcast. I would say it's a fantastic podcast. Yes, fantastic. Yes. But again, truly, thank you for listening, because I can't believe there's people listening. So I thank you for listening. Follow the podcast is Cut to the Chase #2. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, pretty much everywhere you can get podcasts. It'd be great. Just hit the like, and if you like it, share it, and that will help grow the podcast. We have a pretty cool episode today. I'm actually back from Austin, Texas. Good old Austin, Texas. We'll talk about that. A lot of great stories to share, which I'll get into. I'll talk with my pal, producer friend, Nicky Neighborhoods, producer friend. But yeah, such a great time in Austin, and I can't wait to get into that. First, I'd like to say that I'm well rested. You guys could probably tell by the energy that I came into this podcast that I'm really well rested. And the reason why I'm well rested is because I took about a 37-minute nap at a cafe shop down the street before this podcast. Which is crazy because I ordered a cappuccino and it should have kept me up, and it didn't do any of that. I literally went to sleep as soon as I took 2 sips, and I woke up and it was about 4:45, and I was like, man, this is great. I just got, I don't think you need more than an hour. I think you need just about between half hour to 40 minutes, a nice power nap. No one stole anything from me, which is great. I had all my, had my phone, had my wallet, so no one came to me and went in my pockets and stole anything. I do believe there's an etiquette to sleeping in public, guys. There's a certain etiquette that you need to take. You need to know this thing in order if you're going to sleep in public. Don't sleep in public in an area that you don't know. That's for sure. So I definitely slept in a very well-rich white area in Back Bay. I'm sorry. It's, flower coffee shop. No one's going to come and steal anything from me, they have vegan muffins, for God's sake. No one's coming into a place, who's looking to steal at a vegan muffin place. It's not going to happen. There was about 3 people in the cafe, which is the right number for people to be spaced out. No one thought I was homeless, which is good. No one called the police. And even though the server that was wiping the tables down, they didn't even wipe my table down. They let me sleep. Yeah. Yeah, he was a Berkeley kid that plays the cello. He does a music score once a year. Yeah. He does a music score for bats on National Geographic. That's his credit. But hey, kudos to that kid. That kid's he's gonna be something. He's gonna go on YouTube. He's gonna make millions of dollars, and I'm gonna be still on this fucking podcast and try to make, get 1 subscription. I need to, what I need to do? I think I feel I think if I went back to school, I would go back to Berkeley College of Music. I would study, I don't know what I would study. I think I would study I don't know, music therapy. Something that's not really instrumental, you don't use instruments, but I just would play Keith Sweat and just walk into Berkeley and just think I'm I'd be an older student though. I'd be an older student. Would I live on campus is the question. I don't know if you can live. I don't know if you can. After they do a Corey check, I think there'd be some things that they'd consider. Probably they'd be like, hey, we gotta bring this guy Chase into the what's the department that kicks kids out? The bursar. The Berkeley bursar. Chase, can you come down to the bursar office? Remember the times we were in high school, guys? You remember being in homeroom and then before high school classes start, that there was there was like announcements made by like only students before, like, at homeroom. I don't know if you guys ever had that, but when I was in high school, they always picked like the same kids to read off pretty much like the day of like activities before at homeroom before kids went off to their classes. And I'm just like, why are they picking the same lame, corny kids? Like the kids that usually did that were kids that sucked up to the students. I mean, sucked up to the teachers. Those were the students that always did those announcements. I know. I think there's a little jealousy in my voice. Let me take it back. I started this podcast really good, and then after Nicky Neighborhoods mentioned the Bossar's office, I went down a rabbit hole. There's another department though that like it was academic affairs. I definitely would be part of that. I definitely would be in that office a lot. Academic affairs, with my cello. Fucking a cello. Is a cello even? No, never. No, let me not start that because I have a lot of well-respected jazz listeners on this podcast. I don't want to stir the pot. A cello is pretty much a big ass violin with a fat ass. That's exactly what a cello is. A cello is just a violin with a fat ass. It really is. I'm looking at it. It looks like a fat ass with with some strings on it. Kind of looks like a girl from Daytona Beach I used to date, actually. During like Freaknik and ATL. But yeah, I took a nice nap. I'm well energized. I had a couple sips of a cappuccino. I got a nice glass of water. Nicky Neighborhoods provided me. So we're gonna have a good podcast. We're gonna have a great podcast. So let's get into it. First things first. I read something. I know. I said read. I know we're starting to change here on the podcast, guys. I did read something. Just a quick current event we're gonna get into. I want to get that like the little heavy stuff out the way. So I don't know if you guys heard, Governor DeSantis, the governor of Florida, which we all know is a great state, right? Florida is an interesting place. Governor DeSantis recently bans African American studies in Florida. AP African American Studies in Florida. Well, I don't think. I feel like Governor DeSantis first needs to listen to the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang. I think that's the first thing he needs to do. Because I don't get this. I don't get this at all. I don't understand the whole issue with this topic, with these people that they are strategically putting in place blocks for people to, I guess just understand history, African American history, or African Americans who contributed to history here. It's just interesting to me why they would do that, and also why ban the AP course. I mean, the AP course would be gathered by students who are like really smart. They would understand. They would be able to like critically think, and you would think, right? It's not like me. I mean, I wouldn't be able to take that class. I took like fucking below college prep courses. They're like, this guy can play basketball. We're gonna make sure he gets those grades. AP African American Studies, dude. If I ever got it, like, I feel like, who would be a great teacher for that class? Who's the guy with the Darth Vader voice? James Earl Jones, right? Now, Nikki, imagine if James Earl Jones taught a course like that. He's got to dress from the guy. He's got to dress as the father from Coming to America.
There's no other way I would take that class.
That's the problem. I think Governor DeSantis just needs to people need to pitch him a better pitch. That's the thing. I think if we provided this cast, James Earl Jones in the Coming to America outfit, teaching AP African American stories in Florida, how does Governor DeSantis say no? How do you say no to that? As a fellow slightly melanin person. And I stretch.
It's such a stretch, but I appreciate you stretching it for me.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a big stretch.
But
it's a huge stretch.
Like you're like, when I mean stretch, just compare it as if you're going to be like a car being tinted. And then if I ask you what type of percentage, you're like the lowest percentage.
Yeah.
Like the cop would let you go by.
Yeah.
He wouldn't pull out the taser.
It's like for senior citizens that move to Florida. That's the level of tint that I possess.
Yeah. Still part of the conversation.
We're still in the same.
You got to share.
Look, I understand why you need to be critical about courses that you're implementing in high schools. I think it's important to, but it's like the opposite. I think there's not enough education on the dynamics in play with African American history, black history, and black culture. People are so afraid to say black, but black culture, black history, which is African American and other parts of the world. I just feel like it's very underrepresented in education. I don't remember learning about any of that stuff, really. I do think the actor James Earl Jones could teach an African Studies AP high school course.
Of course.
I'm just going to guess. He just seems like a very bright, intellectually curious guy.
100%.
Now, then you have the celebrity factor. And if he's dressing as the father and Coming to America, I think that's the cherry on top. Mm-hmm. Because I do think that movie is, for me, a top 5 movie.
Oh, yeah.
Of all time.
For sure. 100%. Coming to America, for sure. And, I would take any, and, there's many other people that I would actually take as well. Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington.
All the greats.
All the good, well, those gentlemen just have a certain way they just have a way of talking about hard topics and making it really, really palatable for, mainstream America to understand.
I think that
that was good the way I just said that.
You said repatable. I didn't know if that
was.
No,
I said palatable.
Palatable. Okay. Got it.
Thank you. But yeah, to your point, you're saying, so basically they should, right? And, Governor DeSantis, I don't know what the fuck, you're thinking, but, just to let you know, Governor DeSantis, African Americans are here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we're not and like we're not going anywhere.
I don't.
And you're not gonna you could try to the thing is I still haven't heard anything from him, which they wouldn't be anyways. But I'm even if you were to defend it, I still haven't heard a real reason from his mouth.
But I'm also not shocked that it's that news is coming out of Florida.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think part of it is that because it's Florida, people are just accepting the fact that that's the answer because it's Florida. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's the problem. One of the reasons, instead of pushing back a little bit, a lot of people are well, that's Florida, and that's it.
Yeah.
And complacency sometimes, enables, not progress. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's but I just was what? And the thing is, the one thing that kind of caught me too, bro, is it's AP. These kids are not they're. If you're in an AP course, you are a pretty smart kid, right? Mm-hmm. And they should be able to, or at least start the process of critically think, and they're a little bit advanced. So I don't know. This is the problem with me with the Republican Party, right? They always feel like they talk about progress and they want to get over racism. This is what they say, right?
Yeah, they
don't fucking do the action items doesn't replicate what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's perfect example. You go into a CVS, right? If I'm going to go to get hair products, right? As an African American man, mm-hmm. right? I know to go to the hair product section, right? Mm-hmm. Why is the African American, the black section, separate from the other hair products?
That's a good question.
Why can't you just put it together? You think I'm not going to fucking tell what type of hair I have? You don't think I know where the fucking Slow Glow is?
Bro, I couldn't agree more. And I think
just saying.
I'm just thinking of me going in and trying to get my normal conditioner and accidentally getting what's that stuff that gives you Jerry curls?
Oh, that's you got Jam
Ultra.
you have S curls.
Yeah.
Bro, you know, as a
I would look so much like Luther Vandross, but fat Luther at the end.
No. Don't you? No. Fuck, I'm not gonna let you. No. You see, you took that slightly melanin comment a little too over.
You gave it to me though. That's the problem. I was like, why is he? First of all, why is he leading into this topic and then also giving me the melanin card on this?
So out of all the, okay, if I was to ask you this question, so you brought now you started something. Okay, if you had, so who do you think is your best replication of a black person if you thought you used to be one?
Oh, who I would look like?
Yeah, who would you think you look like?
Well,
with the S curl.
I guess I would have to like. I do think about this a lot. Like, if I were a black person, what would I look like? What would be my, what would be my look?
I know exactly the person.
I would like to actually hear from you first.
If you had an S curl, you would exactly look like Morris Day.
I'm looking this up. Oh, I don't even have to look it up. I'm taking that as a compliment. Is that Best Friends Weekend?
No, no, and that's such a like white answer. I love it. That was like,
yeah, he was.
You said Weekend?
Oh no.
Prince.
God, that's hysterical.
Morris Day. Can you play a Morris Day song?
Yeah,
so you understand what I'm saying? That is you, bro. Please play a Morris Day song so just like the listeners can understand just a little bit. It's like one of his top hits. Are you kidding me?
So good. Yeah, actually, I think that's.
Look at you.
That's it. Yeah.
Look at how he's put together. He looks like an Italian.
He does. Yeah. Because I was gonna say probably I would be light skinned. Obviously, like that. That would be probably
a little Milky Way.
Yeah. Let's get this going here.
Yeah, pay like a few seconds of that.
I got that one of a kind. That's special.
That is so you.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, this is for sure.
That's you. Look at the blazer on him.
Look at this.
Yes, look at that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's you. That's Morris Day. You are the black. You are the white Morris Day.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Now let me ask you.
See, we could. This is part of the curriculum. We could have added this. You think this is this?
Okay, so I think we actually. I think we're onto something. I think you struck a nerve. I do think that there needs to be an element of this in the curriculum. If you were to approve it, I guess what aspects of the curriculum would you teach? Like if you were in charge of the lesson plan.
We start off with food.
Yeah. Okay.
The food part.
Yep.
I'd bring in a lot of black food.
Yep.
For sure. We'd eat it. Like we have to eat it.
Yes. So I love the way you said that because you were picturing the row of white girls that are like, "Is this? What kind of rice is this?
Is this ethnic?
You have to eat it."
Yes. Is there silverware? It's African food, bitch. The fuck you talking about? I gotta go to Orange Theory tomorrow after. Ugh.
Shout out to Orange Theory.
Shout out Orange Theory. Looking for sponsors.
I see where you're going with this. I think we need creativity in this area.
Yeah, you need creativity. You need creativity. You need people who know how to teach these courses to how to grab attention from people.
Yeah,
know how to grab them from like the muck or the gray of their thinking, and know how to connect their world with the curriculum that needs to be taught. But you need special type of people.
Yeah,
it's the people. It's not so much the actual context. The context is very important because you want to teach the right the right text and context, but and portray it as such in the right context. But for me, I think it's about getting the right people to
deliver
the message.
Yeah.
Well, when you're teaching, you're not really trying to deliver a message. Really, I guess it's more of like producing the right information and then letting the students pretty much
put two and two together.
Put two and two together. Yeah. Because you still want people to have like free thought. You know, you don't want to like, but I mean, pretty much I would just outline a bunch of facts that happened.
Yeah.
And we would start by there, and we would just say, well, how did this, you know, what do you guys think about this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't be the best teacher because I don't read a lot of books.
I was just gonna say, this
but I could definitely put on like a good like an art piece, like a great art part to it.
I think you could bring a little bit more of because I do think there's a lot of important history within African studies. Obviously, I think there's a lot of historical information that needs to be taught in high school. So I don't agree with this at all. But
yeah,
I do think that there needs to be an element where you come in and it's like, who knows, who's heard of Morris Day? No one. Pull it up.
Pull it up,
and you just teach these random bits. And I don't think there would be a ton of structure to the curriculum, which again I think would get pushback from certain people in education. But you're more of like it would be more of like a freestyle.
Yeah,
type thing.
Yeah, it would be it'd be interesting. It'd be fun. It'd be inclusive. It would be inviting. It'd be safe.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Safe is good.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like spaces like that word. You know, like certain academic spaces, they like that word.
All academic spaces now.
Is it safe for our students?
It's a safe place. It's a judgment-free zone. Except for you, Brad, whose dad donated money to the DeSantis fund.
Yes, Brock.
Scumbag.
Yeah, come on, Florida. Let's get it together.
It sucks because I love Florida. I really do. I love, the vacation destinations. I love St. Pete. Love Miami. But I would never. I don't think I could ever really move there with this type of shit going on.
I mean,
It would just drive me nuts.
Well, there's some good areas in Florida. I could say I could live there for sure.
Sure.
I mean, you know, which is crazy because I've only been to Florida once.
Really?
I've only been to Miami, like during college spring break.
Oh.
And I haven't been back. So, and I'm trying to get back, you know, back down there. But there's a lot of great places like West Palm Beach, I heard is nice.
Yeah.
You know, Naples.
Yep.
Naples is nice.
Juneau.
Key West.
Key West is nice.
I don't know why I'm talking like a Jewish woman from Jersey.
Because I think you're trying to secretly say a lot of people go down there that are Jewish. And they do. And I love that.
Shout out Kanye.
Oh, I do not endorse that.
No.
We're not that kind of.
He needs some milk.
Yep, we need all that.
Yep. Fuck, I don't know, man.
Great weather. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that we just had to talk about that real quick, but
I appreciate you bringing it up, and I'm sorry if I was uncomfortable. I just get uncomfortable when people don't, when it's not like an automatic. This should be an automatic.
yeah,
This should be a yes. Okay, yes, approve.
just make
Sure it's done the right way.
Yeah, just like when they created segregation. That should be that should not be not a no.
I'm sorry. Are you referring to segregation? Yes, that.
Yeah, things like that.
It's
or redlining, things like that.
It's important to talk about.
It's important. It's not even important. It's needed. Like it's not even like it's not a fact of whether it's important or not. It's the fact that it's needed in order to a society to understand people,
sure,
and understand where they came from, and understand how groups of people contributed to where we are.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people of color who created things that we use today that don't get the credit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you know an African American invented the traffic light?
I did not.
Do you know an African American woman created the GPS system?
That I know. Peanut butter. That's all I got. I think there's definitely more.
This is why we need fucking AP courses.
I'm fucking talking about traffic systems and peanut butter. Yeah, we need to get this. We need to pass this through.
Yeah, and not for them, but
for
also
us.
for everyone.
For the two of us.
For the two of us. But anyways, yeah, I'm sure we'll get there.
Well, another city that's steeped in tradition,
in diversity.
or lack thereof. Austin, Texas. You were just down in Austin.
Yeah, man.
How was that trip?
Just got back the other day. It was dope. It was really good. It was really good on two accounts. One, just because I needed a little break from here, get away. Weather was great, by the way. You know, it was like in the not early 70s. 70s, like mid 70s. You know, 60s. You know, just needed like a light jacket at night. Sometimes you even need a jacket. So that was good. And the fucking city of Austin is alive, dude. Like, that city is alive. It's alive. It's vibrant.
There's a demon energy down there.
Man,
Did you feel it?
There's young people. Yeah.
That young,
like, these people out here are like, they're here to have fun. And that's what they're here to do. There's nothing. They're not hiding shit.
I want to break this down properly. How was the flight down? Let's start with the flight down.
Flight down, who I took? Oh, I was a little skeptical. I took American Airlines.
That's right. You said you took American. Yeah.
No. I have to go on record and say I didn't have an issue with American Airlines. Not one bit. Not one bit. I actually changed my flight coming back to a later flight, and I thought it was going to be a whole thing. You have to pay a whole bunch of money. They were like, nope. You know, what time do you want to leave? They asked me, you mean later in the day or later in the week? I was like, no, just later in the day, you know.
Did you call them?
I called the American Airlines.
Oh, wow.
A man picked up the phone. He definitely was black. I could tell.
Yeah?
Yeah. His name was Dante. So I was like, yeah, I got something here.
Shout out to Dante.
Yeah, Dante from American Airlines. I was like, hey, man, I'm having... I won't be able to make my flight this morning. I would like to know if I can change it to a later time. He comes back. He's like, I'll be with you right away. Comes back. He's like, yeah. So I actually have a non-stop flight at 7 p.m. and lands in Boston at 11:30.
Boom.
He's like, you only have to pay the difference of your ticket because I bought it from a third party. I didn't actually buy it directly from Air American. They would say, I thought there was going to be a little trick there. Mm-hmm. He was like, no, just $20 difference. I was like, he's like, yeah, we already have your card on file. Mm-hmm. I love that when they say that.
Yeah.
I don't have to pull out my card and read my credit card to them. They already have it on file, son.
See, that's why it's so good to go direct to the airlines. Because it's all taken care of. Done. Bing, bing, bing. Boom. Thank you, Dante. Mm-hmm. So you landed.
So I landed good in Austin. The airport's like 15 minutes from the airport.
It's a nice airport, too.
One terminal, son.
Yeah.
Boston Logan, get your shit together.
Well, let's not go crazy.
Sorry.
I enjoy Logan.
Too many terminals for too many limited space.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Austin, one terminal. Boom.
Yep.
Right? And they have about more space probably to do that.
Yeah.
But it was good. Got to the hotel, checked in. Not too bad hotel if I say myself. Mm-hmm.
Did you feel as though that the hotel was the hotels down there were a little dated?
Some, yeah.
Yeah.
There were some newer ones, obviously, that were built, but mine had a little character to it.
Yeah, okay.
It was a little older property, but it was still had its, it was still
good bones.
Still good. I went down a rabbit hole for in-room dining. My bill was, whoa.
I saw your pictures on Instagram.
You saw them?
Yeah.
I was eating good, right?
Uh-huh. Some of them I was a little surprised, though, with the in-room. Surprised for you. What I mean by that is you seem like a guy when you visit a city, you're out bopping around, hitting different spots.
Yeah.
You don't seem like an in-room dining guy to me.
Oh, well, when I come back from the spots.
You're like,
yeah. Because part of it, too, is like I want to like feel like I'm somebody. I feel like a somebody when I order room service at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
I do. Like they come up and then, they just.
And now are you clothed when you answer the door? Robe?
Oh, I mean.
I feel uncomfortable when I answer the door and I don't have like clothes on.
No, I don't. I do have clothes on. I'm not a savage like you.
Okay.
But you know,
I didn't say that I did put clothes on. It makes me uncomfortable.
I feel like you said that because you probably partially did that before.
I've accepted probably a handful of room service deliveries in my underwear.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I mean, the only times that I accept gifts that late is when I'm naked.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but no.
What was the top restaurant that you ate out at, or place that you visited there that was very memorable to you?
Oh, the top restaurant. I would say I ate at a place called Corner.
Okay.
Corner, Texas. Yeah, Corner, Texas. About a few blocks from the hotel. Great. It was great food. Yeah, had a steak.
Yeah.
Had a steak. Yeah.
Nice.
Filet mignon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, filet mignon. Medium.
Interesting.
Medium.
You're a medium guy.
Medium. Yeah. I was gonna go medium rare. If it's a place that I'm not really familiar with, I go medium well. If it's a known place, I go a little medium. But if it's like a Capital Grill, or I go medium rare.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But this was really good. I had the best chicken sandwich in my life.
Talk to me,
bro. From the buns all the way to the actual the texture of the meat and the sauce.
So like
I had to work out while I was there because I was gaining I gained 6 pounds.
Well, did you go like Tex-Mex? Did you have like the Mexican food down there?
I had yeah. Yep. I had what I had tacos. Yep. Tuna tacos.
Love that.
Yeah, tuna tacos. Dude, I was eating, and it was good. And the comedy scene is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the comedians down there that put me on. Shout out to all the venues that put me on. I had 3 really, really good shows and 3 other happenest venues down there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Vulcan. Shout out to Kingdom, and shout out to Creek in the Cave for hosting me. Thanks Adam. Thanks Nat. Tony. Lucas. All the comedians down there. They showed me love, and I was performing on some really good shows, packed shows. I'm telling you, dude. Like Austin, they have something. And the comedians down there, a lot of them are in their early years of comedy, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years. But dude, they're not playing around. The comedians down there, they are not playing around. They're filming their sets. They have photographers filming their sets. They're doing podcasts. They're helping each other. They're supporting each other. It's a really good energy down there. There is a lot of comedians that move there, so there is a lot of comedians.
Sure.
I do feel you have to kind of navigate and push your way through that, but it's still a great place and a great scene. I was hanging at the Creek in the Cave till 1 in the morning. It was good.
Now, so it's good to know.
Yeah.
And so the people did you go on any podcasts?
I did a podcast. I did shout out to Mason. Mason from the High Noon podcast.
Uh-huh.
I did that podcast. We did that. That was a fun podcast. Mason is a funny cat, man. So he took off his shirt and he has a lot of hair.
He's a man. He's what I like to call a fucking real man.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hair, man. He's got a lot of hair. So that podcast will be coming out soon, guys. So check that out. It's called the High Noon Podcast with Mason and his other co-host. And I want to say his co-host name is Nicholas or Nick. I could be wrong. Sorry.
High Noon Podcast.
But the High Noon Podcast, check it out, guys. I'll be coming out. I'll put that on my Instagram. But I bought a couple T-shirts.
Oh.
Austin T-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to buy,
gear.
I bought a Pisces bracelet.
Of course you did. I knew there was going to be one purchase because I do it myself where you bring it back here and you're like, the fuck did I buy this bracelet for?
I fucking hate it. I bought it from this African on Conga Street. That was a merch guy.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
And he looked at me. He did the head nod. And I had to buy it.
You got pulled in.
I got pulled in.
And now you're gonna tie it to a backpack or something.
I can't fucking. It's not even tight. It's it's not even made right. The fish doesn't even look like a fish. But I supported. Whatever.
You supported black business.
Black business, yeah.
The vibe of the city, you got a vibe that it was definitely it's a drinking city.
Drinking city.
It's a drug city.
I didn't get drugged too much.
You get that?
I didn't get that vibe too much.
No.
I got definitely drinking city. Fucking a bar and on every single block.
Yeah.
Live music, everything.
You heard music.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I didn't hear any fucking music when I was down there, but I also wasn't really looking for it.
Well, I was told that there's kind of two parts to so there's some like different parts of Austin itself, even in downtown. So you got like 6th Street, which is like known to be like the crazy street, right? They block the streets off, and you can't even go down there after a certain time. It's all a bunch of like young people. That's like the crazy street. Then you have like Rainy Street, which I was told was like kind of like still busy area, but it's a little bit older. Kind of like me and you, like more of our vibe.
Yeah.
It's like very like kind of like people in their 30s. They have jobs, maybe some family, but they little I don't want to say posh, but a little less. Yeah. It's a little bit more reserved than 6th Street, and then they have like a couple other areas like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean. It was dope, man. Girls. I do. Let me tell you something about Austin, man. The women down there.
Really? Maybe it was just when I went.
No, you just weren't allowed to look.
No, I am. I'm just not allowed to comment.
Yeah.
I was not. I'm glad you had a good experience. I really wanted that for you because I felt as though I was being a little too harsh on the place. But I think for what you were there for, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it was. Man, there's nothing better than just going on like a little weekend trip and then having things work out for you. You know, you like the place, you like the people, the food was good. It sounds like nothing really went wrong.
No, nothing went wrong. Nothing went wrong at all. Everything from the point of me touching down to the time I left was the way I wanted it to be. It was no drama. Everything was cool. People were reaching out. People weren't flaky, you know. People weren't giving me that vibe. There wasn't like that LA shit, you know. Mm-hmm. Everyone was there like talking about comedy. I saw Ian Edwards. Shout out to Ian Edwards. I talked with him for a few.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he was down there headlining at the Creek in the Cave, and I was doing the Late Show after him. So
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so just chopping up in the green room, you know. And then I did the Vulcan, which I believe Tony Hinchcliffe does Kill Tony there every Monday. I was trying to stay Monday night to get on that, but it didn't work out. But yeah, man, Austin's got a lot of different things going on at one time, and you can find your pocket. So, you know. Yeah. And then they were asking me, a lot of comedians were like, "Are you moving down here? Are you moving down here?" And I'm like, man, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I wouldn't rule it out, but I could see why people are attracted to it for sure. You know, especially if you're young or not even young, if you just want to change, if you want something alive.
I think, I mean, I think it's tough because I don't feel the same buzz when I go down there. I feel a buzz that I want to run away from, of like going out and doing drugs at fucking midnight till like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Like that is the furthest away. But that's, I think, where a lot of the good shit happens. Well, depends on what you deem good shit as. But that's the vibe that I got, where I was kind of just like, does anyone work?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Does anyone fucking work down here, or do we all just
Nicky
do
Neighborhoods
drugs and eat food that gives me diarrhea?
Okay, this is what this is one job I know you will never fucking do great at, is of being a real estate agent.
I could never lie.
You would be so honest.
Yeah.
You couldn't even be. The way you pitched me Austin right now, if I want to move there and buy a house, I would not buy it. Just the way
from me, no,
because the way you just explained Austin, I
just got an email from The Line in Austin. Meet this year's artists in residence. No, thank you. The Line is a hotel down there.
I had a great time, guys. So if you want to follow my page on my Instagram to show you the nice, beautiful city of Austin, go to my page. If you want a dull and shitty moment, go to Nicky Neighborhoods.
No, I am glad you had a good time. I was really rooting for you to do that. I'm like, this guy deserves a good weekend, a good comedy food cultural weekend? Because I feel like you've been kind of grinding.
Yeah, it was. I have. Yeah, and I needed it, and it really kind of, in a weird way, re-jolted some energy here to get on the ball with some things. So and it reminded me that yeah, man, I am funny. You know, not just in the area that I'm in. You know, so
yeah,
like yeah,
the shows went well.
Yeah, shows went well. Yeah, the first show was kind of like a little. It wasn't giving. They weren't giving me as much as I wanted to. I don't know if it was like I wasn't landing right, or if the venue set up. But the venue was great, but I got him back. I got him, you know. But that's the great thing about doing multiple sets in one night. You can learn from the first set, go to the next show, and then, you know, do it the same way or switch it up a little bit or whatever the case may be. But you know, once I got to Creek in a Cave, the Dirty Show, it was like, wow, this is like
wild,
you know, wild. So shout out to Creek in a Cave, all the staff and all the comedians. I'll be back soon for sure. 100%. What did you do this weekend?
Nice.
Yeah. What did you do?
Jesus, what did I do this weekend? Oh, I didn't know if I was going to be able to. I thought we might have. We almost had to potentially move the studio. I didn't know if I was going to be able to re-sign my lease on this apartment. The landlord was not giving me. You know when you ask someone a question where you're like, "Hey, can we talk?"
You've been here a year already?
Yeah, well, going on a year. I think May is.
Really already?
Yeah.
Wow, time goes by so fast.
Yeah. And I just asked a pretty straight up question of like, we like this place, we want to stay here. And he's like, you know what? Hit me up next week. I'm away and we can talk about it. And I was like, because I do that move.
You know what I do? As soon as someone gives me that, you know what I start doing? I start going on Craigslist. I don't have money like you. I fucking go to Craigslist.
It's immediately.
And I go to the rooms shared category right away, and I'm already hitting people up.
Like I wasn't on Zillow looking up, well, maybe I could do Brighton. Maybe I will be in Brighton for next year.
Right.
No, we're good to go.
Good to go?
Yeah, okay, we're good to go.
Good. Yeah, because you know, we don't want to have you know, Tony pay a visit.
This works for everyone. This location.
It works for me the best, actually.
Yeah. For sure.
I walked 2 blocks to get to come here for my destination.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I take a nap up the street before I come.
And how great is Flower Bakery?
It's great.
Flower Bakery here in Boston, local kind of bakery restaurant. Like you can get sandwiches, salads, all that. I just fucking love a place that does things right. Sometimes I'll just go sit in Flower Bakery.
By the way, too, the customer service down in Austin, immaculate.
It's that young,
nice,
bouncy energy.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
People were saying, "Excuse me, I'm sorry." You know, people polite. You know, no one said the N-word to me on the street.
I'm happy about that.
Thank you.
I am happy about that.
Just giving Austin props.
Just letting you know, I'm very happy about that. Because they called me that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, of course, after your set.
Freedom. They kept yelling at me, freedom. We'll never forget. I didn't know what that meant.
I didn't even see a Confederate flag down there. Not even.
I don't think I did
not
either.
Not even a pin.
See, Austin, that's what's more concerning. Fuck the flag. If someone has a pin on, because that gets them in somewhere, I'm sure. That's what I think when I see people with pins on. I'm like, what does that get you into like a club?
I think that would bother me more if someone wore a Confederate pin on their suit versus wearing it as a flag. Because
the
pin is very. The pin is like very
just the way you look.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah, like you're a secret Navy SEAL. It's like wearing a Purple Heart medal, but people who wear. There's a thing about people like who wear Purple Heart medals. They don't wear them everywhere. They don't need to.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't need to wear like it's kind of like. I don't know. It's kind of like just being a professional. You don't need to say it. You just be a professional.
No one needs to know that you're in the Navy.
Yeah.
Or that you're a purple. You know, like those guys generally don't really. I mean, it kind of now. I think everyone wants to tell their story now, but when it's that like low key, I'm almost more comfortable with a flag on the back of a truck where I'm like, all right, at least I know now I can just stay away from you.
You're right. It's right there.
Now I can, okay, next exit.
Yeah.
The pin, you're at a function and you're just like, oh my God, does this guy have a fucking Confederate flag?
Not even that, but you know if he has a pin that he's like somebody.
It legitimizes.
Like, he's like, but no, he's like he's in the hierarchy. He's in the higher level of like the group. You know what I mean?
But it wouldn't even be, I feel like there's those, that's the thing that's so tough about like, well, it's not tough, it's disgusting, but like there's just that like underlying racism with like Republicans that I've talked to where it's just like, no, that's not what I'm talking about the economy.
Right.
And like, well, if we, the neighborhoods, no. The neighborhood's fine. We need to make it more
better.
The thing that you don't want.
Yeah. I get
it's
it.
just and you start to see that with people where it's like, oh, but I'm glad you didn't experience. Austin,
no, I didn't experience. I didn't. Not once. I bought it. I went to a vintage store. I bought a jacket because, it was $36. It was $40. And at first I was like, I thought this was supposed to be a vintage store. Why the fuck is this $40? I could just go to Old Navy right now.
Everything's expensive down there.
I was like, why is the vintage shit expensive? I don't understand. Which I get, but like a thrift store should not be expensive in my brain.
Yeah.
Right. It was $40. I brought it down. She's like, we'll give you 15% off. I said, how would you just give me 20? Like, why are you?
Then you pointed to the Confederate flag pin on your shirt.
I was like, this doesn't even have a pin.
She's like, I'm not. I'm so confused.
I bought it too.
Like, how about this discount?
I bought it too. I bought it for $36. I wore it once.
See, that's the thing with the merch and this stuff down in Texas, where like as soon as I get back to Boston, I'm not gonna want to wear any of it. I was like, I'll get a hat, I'll get a chambray shirt, one of those jean shirts, belt buckle.
I was going all in with that idea, bro. And then as soon as I tried it on, I looked like a doofus. And I was like, nah, I can't wear this. This is not me at all. I couldn't do it. But great time. I will be back for sure. Austin, shout out to Austin, Texas. Again, thank you for having me. I'll be back there soon. Weekend was great. Comedy was good. My flight back was not so good in the beginning. As soon as I sat down, I had this woman. I'm going to say this too. It's like, and please, guys, just listen to what I'm saying before you start going off the handle, right? Something about white women that they love to tell you what to do. And they don't know you when they don't know you. I don't know what it is. White women generally love to tell you what to do.
I just stay away from white women at all costs.
It's just not even that. It's just the fact that like they just
I just stay away from them.
As soon as I sat down, right, this woman right next to me says she thought I had my bag and I put it under my seat. She goes, she's like, as soon as I sat down, didn't even say hi. You know what she says? They're going to tell you to put your bag up there, so you might as well put it up there.
Mind your fucking business.
Do you know you know me. I looked at her. I didn't even, you know what I said? I was going to go in. And I said, it's not a bag. And she looked at, she's like, oh, you good then? You know what's even worse?
You just have to bend reality.
I wanted to throw off the fucking plane. That's what I wanted to do. I want to go out to the merch store that's outside in the, when you get out of the plane, they have those merch stores where you buy the neck rolls and shit. Oh, yeah. I want to buy a sheriff's hat and a fucking belt buckle.
Get off the plane.
And get all back on the plane and kick her off the plane. That's what I wanted to do. Like who? I don't know how people were raised, but I know how I was raised. I was raised not to say shit to anybody, right? Unless it's something so severe that you're forced to like do something. They have flight attendants. They could tell me what gives you the like. Do you do that shit, bro? Do you just talk to strangers anyway and tell them what to do?
Unless I can help someone out.
Yeah, dude. But you tell them what to do, like.
If it's impacting me directly, like, hey, please don't blow smoke this way, or hey, can you not
right,
fucking cough in my face.
I get it.
I would never, ever put your bag in the fucking aisle. Someone else is going to take care of it. Does nothing for me.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro.
I love how you just bent reality on her, though. It's not a bag.
That's all I said.
She's like, oh, someone responded to, someone corrected, someone stood up for themselves.
No, but the fact that this is what makes it way worse. This is what fucking stupid Karens do, okay? They don't even fucking take accountability when they're fucking wrong, even though you put the evidence in front of them.
Yeah.
It's not a bag. You would think, oh, I'm so sorry. My bad. Mm-hmm. No, you know what this bitch says? Oh, you're good. You're good then. I was good as soon as I sat down. I was good as soon as I sat down. You know when I was even more good? When I didn't see your mustache face.
And this is why there needs to be African study AP courses in Florida.
That deserves it. She would have known. She would have learned in that course, probably in the beginning, chapter 1, not to say certain shit to black people.
Just unless you were brought into the conversation, maybe don't say anything.
We call that Urban Development 101.
Yeah. I call it the buffer zone.
Better name.
If you get close to something that you're like a conflict, let's just say that there was a conflict, but like there kind of was, your bag was there, there's going to be a conflict. I'm not getting in the buffer zone. Doesn't involve me. I'm outside of that circle.
And then she started talking to me later. She was like, oh, what do you do? And I told her what I did. Because I wanted to make her, I told her every fun part of my life that I did just to make her fucking life feel shitty. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I could see it in her face. And I was like, oh, so what do you do? After I told her I did a bunch of shows, I go around, I do stand-up, I have a podcast. And I asked her, oh, what do you do? She goes, I'm a lawyer. And I hate my job.
There it is.
And she's like, I'm so burnt out and I wish I could just do the thing that I love to do. And I was like, I was like, you can. You just have to do it.
Miserable people.
Miserable people, like-minded, miserable people. They want to pass. They rob you of your energy. They will they will put it on you, dude. And it's like, and I was actually proud of myself because I could have went in, but I was like, no. It's not a bag.
See, that's what you have to do with these people, regardless of what they are or whatever side of the spectrum they're on. You just have to bend reality because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what to go back to Governor DeSantis, to go back to that girl on the plane, woman, excuse me, assuming that's how she identifies.
Mustache could say so.
Again, we're not here to gender. We're not here to alienate, but they're bending reality. Governor DeSantis' reality is bended. That woman is looking at something going, oh, no. I'm a lawyer, and I work for the airline in my mind. I need to tell him, I'm legally obligated to tell this guy that his bag is in the way. And then brilliant. That was a brilliant volley back to her. It's not a bag.
It's not a bag.
God did.
Airlines. I should have took. That would never have happened.
God did
airlines.
She wouldn't have been on the plane.
Dude, they would have recognized her Karen fucking energy from a mile
She's
away.
like, I don't like the fact that God is in the title. Is that legal?
Is it Lutheran? Is it Lutheran? Is it
a pagan? I think it's a pagan.
Because I'm Protestant, and my pussy's been dry since the Catholic Church.
You're out, toots.
Toots. I don't know. Guys, if you're going to suggest anything to someone, please know who you're going to suggest it to. And just read the room first. Let the motherfucker sit down first and have a beverage. Right? Just read the room before you open your mouth to a stranger. It's remarkable to me. However, aside from that, I landed in Boston safe and sound. So I'm looking forward to the next thing. I hope everyone had a great weekend like I did. I hope that everyone's starting their year off the way that they want, and that they're going after what they want. And we're going to keep continuing doing this podcast. I'm going to continue doing a lot more shows. I actually have a show tonight. I just picked up a spot. I'm in South Boston. This podcast episode is going to be coming after the fact, but so I got to get going, and so I can do that podcast. I'm sorry, do that show. You guys can always follow me at Chase Abel. I'm on Instagram, ChaseAbel. I'm also on TikTok at Chase Abel _comedian. TikTok at Chase Abel _comedian. Please follow me there. Also follow the studio. Follow Nicky Neighborhoods at Nicky Neighborhoods. Please do that. Hit the follow. We'd love to interact with you guys more, so make sure you guys do that. Nicky, anything else you want to add to this first episode of African American Studies course?
No, I'm just excited to be here.
You heard it. The energy's real. The energy's coming. And the energy's not going away. Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. We out.